Radio.
Fatcat, man, y'all rockin' a Fatcat show. This is my show. Fatcat, watch the time on you. Say it one more time. Fatcat, man, y'all rockin' a Fatcat show. This is my show. Fatcat, watch the time on you. Here we go. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it so you niggas can forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles acidic, with my game up the bar, so your girl'll let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue it. Cause if you found something better, you could sit better while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show is rocking. Fatcat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fatcat show and you don't stop the knocking. Fatcat, man, y'all rockin' a Fatcat show. This is my show. Fatcat, watch the time on you. Say it one more time. Fatcat, man, y'all rockin' a Fatcat show. This is my show. Fatcat, watch the time on you. Here we go. Yo. What's cracking? You rockin' with your boy, the Thinking Deacon, the Sinister Minister, the Rabbi Raymond Noodle, the Chaplain of Fried Chicken's Last Rites. Y'all know who it is. It's Fatcat, you know, and I'm basically chilling by myself today. So what's up with everybody out there? What's up with all the love? Like I said once before, if you rockin' with your boy, honestly and truly, you would subscribe to the Fatcat Show Network on YouTube, y'all. Show your love, definitely. And like I said, you're looking at all the above platforms that you can catch me on. That's Stitcher, that's iTunes, that's TuneIn Radio, that's Spotify, Deezer, Blog Talk Radio, and iHeartRadio, y'all. Show your love, definitely. Show your love. But we're going to have a real good show tonight. I just want to know how everybody is doing out there. And I hope everybody is doing good. You know, we've been having decent weather out here. I think it's been days where it hasn't been too hot or too cold, and I kind of like it like that. So everything seems real good. But I'm just thankful to be here. I enjoyed a nice little day today. Me and the wife got a chance to go out, and we woke up this morning, and good thing our kids are old enough to kind of like stay at the crib a little bit by themselves and stuff like that. So me and the wife got out, and my wife has a regimen that she likes to do. She likes to go to Tim Hortons and grab her a little coffee, and I don't see how people drink coffee when it's hot. When it's hot outside, I don't get that personally. I think it's kind of weird, but hey, to each his own. She got her a little coffee. I got me a strawberry banana smoothie, and we did a little drive. And of course, we in the process of moving, and so that's why the shows are kind of like spread out here and there. And when we get to the new place, I'm gonna have to be able to set up all this equipment and stuff so we can get the shows back popping. So I'm just hoping that everybody just bear with me for a minute while I get all of this stuff lined up. So, but anyway, like I start to show off all the time, we want to wish those with birthdays happy birthday. Amen. Thank you. And just like we got life, we got death, and we've been losing quite a bit of people over this pandemic time and all that. Real young people. I know I lost a couple of people I done went to school with, and some close family members and all that. But we do give our heartfelt condolences to those who may have lost people, and it's never an easy time to deal with loss. You know what I'm saying? But it's part of life, and we got to go through it. And I just had this kind of like talk with my daughter, as far as because little young girls could be sensitive. My daughter is an 11-year-old, and she's somewhat of a daddy's girl, but she's kind of like in between daddy, mama, but she gets sensitive about a lot of things, and I had to try to break life down to her and stuff like that, and but it's never easy. I think you got to be as honest as you can with your kids when you explaining life to them, because in our generation coming up, we had our parents lied a lot to us, not not maliciously, but they kind of said things that to kind of like keep our innocence and our youth. And I think in some ways it kind of hurt us, in other ways it did us a good favor. But I always try to, like, this is a different time and a different season in dealing with kids, so I want to be a little bit different as far as explaining things to my kids and stuff. I want to be honest and stuff, because if you sugarcoat things, well, your kids gonna grow up and they're gonna do what they want to do anyway. But I want to be as honest as possible with my kids. As far, I got 3 kids, one is grown, and 2 is on their way. So, but I just want to make sure they in the best position that they can be in, and they not out here naive. And I think that's the best gift besides God that you can give them. So, anyway, talking about kids, I want to get into relationship wise when you have young kids. Like my kids at home right now, 13 and 11, and me and my wife right now, even through the pandemic, my wife works from home, and and primarily our schedules we're very family orientated base, and it's hard to kind of like keep up with this thing. Just say if you got kids my kids age, and it's hard to keep up maintenance in your relationship, if you know what I mean. That's fulfilling your sexual obligations to your mate. And so it's more like with our kids being home 24/7. They don't go nowhere. Of course we don't. We always kind of been somewhat protective of our kids, so they stay home all the time. If they're not going over to their nana's house, my mother or my wife's mother's house, then they pretty much are not going anywhere. So the hardest thing right now is kind of like when you got kids that age, and when you and your loved one wanna engage in sexual activity. How do you manage that? That's the question for a lot of people out there. Who I know most of my audience probably are people that have kids that are grown and are out the house. But how do you manage your sex life, to have a healthy sex life and have kids like still school age and at home? How do you handle that? You know what I'm saying? I know most people will say, hey, we do this at nighttime when all the kids are asleep and stuff like that, because sex is very, very important to a relationship. So and we try as much as we can, because we have very busy schedules, but we try to make sure we always have time for each other. But the hardest thing is is making sure the kids are in position or something when me and my wife wants to do the Marvin Gaye. But it's like it's hard because we have kids that'll pop up at any time and stuff like that. And of course the house that we have right now, everything is on the same floor. Everything is on the same floor and all of this and that, and these kids are just they just everywhere. They have a tendency of, even if they go to sleep, they might pop up at 2 or something in the morning, and we still have a daughter that might you know have some a nightmare or something, want to sleep in between mommy and daddy and stuff like that. So it's rough. So how do you manage your sex life with your loved one when you have young kids? That's the question. And if you want to respond to any of this, that number is 646 564 9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. Because a lot of times, I have to, you know, as much as I want to engage in that with my wife, sometimes I have to yield because of the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing to kind of like yield to that thing where when you got your kids always around and just blah blah blah. And sometimes we gotta and it might sound hypocritical because I'm not ready for my kids to quite well. My young boy, he 13, so it's about that conversation with him. But it's always like, how do you break that thing down to him? At this age, what was your kid's age when you started talking to them about sex? When will you start talking? What is the appropriate age where you start talking to your kids about sex? That's the question. You can feel free to comment below, or like I said, that number is 646 564 9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. Hopefully my phone lines are together, but we want to definitely see what the masses have to say today, because I know sometimes some people be so busy that they don't get to release themselves or take care of business like that, because it's all family oriented. Because coming up, I never caught like I said, my grandparents were like my parents, and I never caught them doing anything like that. Never caught them. You know how some people will tell horror stories of, I walked in on my mom and my dad, and ooh, you know what I'm saying? That never was the case with me. I never, I never thought about that till late. Like, wow, I never catch them doing anything like that. So I don't know. What about you out there? Anybody? What is the appropriate age that you will start talking to your kids about sex? I'm gonna give it one more shot, and that number is 646 564 9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. But anyway, I want to go to my next topic, and that's Black Mount Rushmore. What black leaders would you place on it? And I thought about this a lot, and I didn't get it. I didn't really get a chance to think it through because I want to give a fresh answer. I didn't want nothing that was staged or anything. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you 5 black leaders that to you in your lifetime that you got to study or observe to put on there, and then I'm gonna give you one. Then I'm gonna give you one that personally in your life, a black figure that you could put personally in your life on the Mount Rushmore. And I'm gonna go with with 5 influential people, black people first, that should go on my Mount Rushmore. Uh, Number one, I think these two, the first two that I'm about to present, are just by default. Of course, Martin Luther King, of course, he has to go on that Mount Rushmore. He's one of the most influential blacks at all the time. When you think black history, Martin Luther King, you can't mention black history without mentioning Martin Luther King. And so, of course, the first national holiday, black man to get a national holiday, Martin Luther King. And I think uh, for centuries on, well, if the world stand that long, decades or years to come, that kids are going to constantly know about Martin Luther King. My kids know about him now and all of that. And I think that's going to be one that keeps coming up. And my second one would have to go to Barack Obama, you know, becoming the first black president. And that's by default. Not that I really and truly, he was a disappointment to me, simply because I thought he could have did a lot more with these police killings, you know, addressing black issues and in his term. He could have did something, but I think that was the disappointing part about it. But of course, he made history of being the first black president, so we have to respect that from him. And so I would put him on that Mount Rushmore. My next, I would definitely put Malcolm X up there. I definitely liked him. Wait. Let me backtrack. Marcus Garvey. I'm putting both of them. Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was trying to build black wealth. I think he was talking about establishing black banks and a black financial institution, and he was fearless. And if it wasn't for J. Edgar Hoover and all this other stuff, I think people like him would have definitely made some things, get some things popping. But they always put another black in the place to kind of knock another black man off their pedestal. And so my last one would definitely be, I have to make it a woman, and I would have to go with Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. She was very important to the slaves and the black movement and stuff like that. And I think she's one of the most influential women, black women in African American history. So I definitely appreciate that. I love the movie. I love watching the movie, and I love watching her documentaries. And for her to be that bold and brave in what she did, you know, and taking leadership, that was definitely a plus for me. So what are your wait, I got one more, and that's the personal Mount Rushmore figure to put on the wall. If I could do that, I would have to chisel a two-headed monster to put on my Mount Rushmore, and that would be my grandparents, Pastor R.B. Friend and First Lady Ethel Friend. They were very influential in me becoming who I am now, and I'm thankful for my grandparents. I would definitely put them on my Mount Rushmore. They put the spirituality in me. They gave me my knowledge of God, and it made me a better individual. And now that I became a minister, I see my steps. So definitely, that's my Mount Rushmore. What about yours? That whoever is still in the room, what are your Mount Rushmores? I'm curious. You know, I know it got to be somebody in here that got a Mount Rushmore figure, black Mount Rushmore figures in your life. But if you don't, just you could post them later, and we'll take a look at it, and we'll go from there. But I know I got this is a late show. I normally don't do shows this late, especially on Saturday. But I slept a good part of the day. I was up, and I got up in the middle. Caught some basketball games and all that stuff, and I watched the Tigers game. It was pretty good today, and I was a little bit tired. I'm still packing, in the middle of packing and stuff like that. But everything was all good. But right quick, I want to go into this next segment before I go into our main topic for today. And main topic for not the main topic. Our subtopic was the twin YouTubers in trouble for the bank robbery prank. I don't know if you'll be able to go to YouTube and watch this again, but I watched it, and I remember thinking to myself, because I think they took it down from YouTube. These guys in this prank, they went to, they were in this Jeep or truck or something, and they had black mask. They was dressed in all black like bank robbers. They had their mask on, fake guns, and a bag full of money like they had just robbed the bank. And they pulled into this, I think it was a Taco Bell, and they went and they ordered some food, and the girl gave them gave them a price, and they reached into the bag of money like they had it all scattered around the thing, and they took from the billfold and paid the girl and told her to keep the change, and it got them in trouble with the cops. But before I go into it, I want you to look at this video. It explains it a little bit more clear, but check the video out.
YouTube stars the Stokes twins have been charged in connection with bank robbery pranks. Brothers Alan Stokes and Alex Stokes, known as the Stokes twins to their nearly 5 million YouTube subscribers, are facing false imprisonment charges in connection to 2 fake bank robberies. Their popular YouTube channel often features videos of the pair pranking their friends and other social media challenges. The Orange County District Attorney's Office announced via a press release on Wednesday, August 5th, that the 23-year-olds were each charged with 1 felony count of false imprisonment effected by violence, menace, fraud, or deceit, and 1 misdemeanor count of falsely reporting an emergency in connection with the October 15, 2019 pranks. According to authorities, Alan and Alex were dressed in all black, wearing ski masks and carrying duffel bags full of cash, pretended they had just robbed a bank, and called an Uber. The incident was allegedly being filmed by their videographer. When the twins got into the vehicle, authorities claimed the Uber driver, who was unaware of the prank, refused to drive. A bystander witnessed this, believing the 2 men had just robbed a bank and were attempting to carjack the Uber driver. Irvine police arrived and ordered the Uber driver out at gunpoint. He was released after police determined he was not involved, authorities add. Police issued a warning to the Stokes brothers about the dangers of their conduct and let them go. Only 4 hours later, the Stokes twins allegedly performed a similar prank on the campus of the University of California, Irvine. These were not pranks, Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer said in a statement. These are crimes that could have resulted in someone getting seriously injured or even killed. Law enforcement officers are sworn to protect the public, and when someone calls 911 to report an active bank robbery, they are going to respond to protect lives. Instead, what they found was some kind of twisted attempt to gain more popularity on the internet by unnecessarily putting members of the public and police officers in danger. Alan and Alex face up to 4 years in state prison if convicted on all charges. They have yet to comment publicly.
Well, getting back, I think, these are some young guys, and I think once this viral sensation type stuff and social media started getting involved and started advancing and stuff, I think uh, they pretty much knew what would be the result, because that people are trying to be famous. People are trying to do things to go viral and get famous and make a name for themselves. And these YouTubers out here are making so much money. So I don't see why this is so surprising to law enforcement and stuff like that, these kids are doing. So I mean, I remember they had that prank. Well, I ain't gonna call it prank. I call it plain stupidity, where they was doing a knockout game as far as trying to go viral. I don't know who made it seem that this was something pretty good to do, and they was knocking out old people and stuff like that. And I think society set this thing up, for kids wanting to go viral, so they stoop to any level to go viral. And but I think the charges behind this, they're really reaching. And I think what they're saying, the reason why they're charging it, because it's set up for another real bank robbery to happen. But these are kids, these are young people, and you expect young people to make stupid mistakes. But I think when they said they gave them a warning the first time they did it, and they turned around and did it again, that's what's in question right there. And I think really they probably didn't see the seriousness of the situation, and probably you just don't know. The kids, they have their own minds with certain things. But I don't think that these boys need to do 4 years in state prison for. They didn't cause no harm or no foul. So I think this is just reaching. They're really reaching for something to lock these young men up. But I mean, but YouTube, man, they got people are really making money off of YouTube, and I think that puts more pressure on people to do things. I mean, they had a video on Netflix where they had a documentary where they had the top YouTubers in there and how much these people are making per video. So I mean, just imagine not having to work a 9 to 5, but you just put together a production team and y'all just come up with video stunts, and this is your job. You getting paid to just YouTube, just place videos on YouTube, and you seeing it's really paving the way for like comedians that they don't have to do things the hard way no more, or artists. Period. All you have to do is put your stuff on the YouTube platform, and so I'm seeing you. Of course, we done seen Soldier Boy blew up from YouTube. A lot of people did. DC Young Fly blew up from YouTube, and it's a lot of people. We got a guy now, Big John. His crew is blowing up, and some shows are becoming legendary on YouTube. You can go in there and look at Wildin' Out. Wildin' Out is blowing up real big. It's already big on TV, but YouTube they a sensation on there. And even me, being a little bit older than that generation, I like to watch Wildin' Out, and I think that's one of the things they trying to steal from Nick. He done built that brand and that concept, and I think they really are trying to take that from him. So I don't know, but what do you think? If you got any comments, or you could write them below, or you can call me at 646 564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. Your comments will be read and appreciated. Also, I don't know what people are doing out there right now. I know it's pretty late. I'm supposed to be in the bed because I know I got to get up in the morning. And as I said, I'm a minister. And I have to bring the word and do that all in the morning and Sunday school and everything. So, but anyway, I want to get into our main topic of today, and that's a 50-50 love. This is funny because I was just talking with my wife about the 50-50 love theory, and not that it applies to everyone. I'm not saying this doesn't apply to no, matter of fact, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing all the time, because I always think that someone is always going to love the other a little bit more than each other do. I don't know if I explained that right or said it right because it sounds confusing, but I believe that either your mate is going to love you a little bit more than you love him, or you're going to love him a little bit more than he loves you. I think it could work vice versa. And I think, I was telling my wife, like I told my daughter, I said, no one is going to love you like you love yourself. I think when we in relationships, we set high expectations for ourselves. We want somebody to love us just as much as we love ourselves. And I think that's where the problem begins, because you put too much expectation on a person and you expect them to be a certain way all the time. And then when that person doesn't meet your expectation, then you consider them to be a failure. And we have to start accepting people for who they are. And I think the 50-50 rule isn't a bad thing all the time, because I just think certain situations, certain people are not, just because you want it don't mean that that's what they are. You can't make that person be who you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say you might be into public sex or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You may be into public affection. I'll go that route. That person might not be into that. That person might not be, but sometimes, like the song said, what you won't do for love. But some people, love will take some people out of their comfort zone and their boundary, and they'll kiss you out in public and all that stuff like that, and it wouldn't be no problem with them. But some people are just who they are, and no matter whether they in love with you or not, they just not gonna do that. And that's why I say it's not a bad thing with 50-50, but also there is a negative side to 50-50, because some people are just selfish people, and some people aren't never used to being in a relationship, so they don't know how to give of themselves. They don't know how to share, and so you will run into that where they don't mind you doing for them, but they don't want to give of themselves, and maybe it's because they never had nothing in their lives, and they don't want nothing taken away from them. They might feel, they might be real possessive of certain things, and so that's why I said it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's the negative side of the 50-50 rule too. And I want to know what everybody else think out there. Like I said, you can comment below, or you can call us at 646-564-9728 and press 1 if you want your comments heard on the Fatcat Show. And once again, also, you can go to the Fatcat Show Network and subscribe. I only have 51 subscribers, y'all. I need more than that. I need y'all to help build this brand. But anyway, the 50-50 love rule. I think I just think love would never be all the way even all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's certain people are willing to go the extra mile for their mate, and some people aren't. You know, they don't value. They love to be in relationships, but they don't value relationships like their mate do. You know, like somebody might get into the relationship, and they be like, well, I've been in several of these before, so this is nothing to me. I love you, but I just don't value relationships like that. Or some people might say, hey, this thing right here is nice. Excuse me. This thing right here is nice, but hey, this isn't a biggie to me. This isn't, it's not nothing big. And then the other person might be like, they might worship the ground you walk on. Oh, I love you. I just, I cherish you. I want to be with you every single second, every single hour, and they might worship the ground you walk on, but the other person may not feel that way, And I always think of that line on Slick Rick Teenage Love. You love them too much and they don't love you anymore. I always think of that line. But I think most of the time, especially in fresh relationships, you have to give a person the space and the time to grow. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them that space and that time to grow. I didn't know what me and my wife would turn out to be, honestly, when me and her first started dating. I didn't know that now I could look up and say, we've been together 14 years, but we've been married 11 years. And so, but in the beginning, I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? But it took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of giving. It took, it just took a lot of trust and building, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? I know my wife loved me, and I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? I think I couldn't have picked a better mate. But, sometimes do we kind of step on each other's feelings? I think that happen all the time, in relationships. Sometimes we, because life happens, and the more you be around a person and stuff like that, the more they get on your nerves, the more, we have our moments and stuff. Everything ain't perfect, but overall, we know that we love each other, and that's the main thing that we care about. A 50-50 love. 50-50. I forget that other rule. What movie was that? I think it was 60-40. I forgot the 60-40 rule. What that was. I don't think I even nailed that rule down. The 60-40. If somebody is watching and you want to call in and break that down to me, the 60-40 rule, and what movie that was. I think it was I can't even think of the movie at this point, because I'm not into those type of movies really. I just heard people talking talking about this, but I'm not really into that. I'm into the gangster movies. I'm into horror movies and stuff like that. But all this love stuff, this fictional love stuff that they make up right now is different, because the women are definitely different than they portray them on the movies or something like that. These women are not the gone with the wind type women that men could just bully and smack, and they do all that curl up type stuff. Women are not like that no more. Women are are apex predators now. You know, they don't give a damn. They'll break a man heart in a heartbeat. This is nothing to them. So definitely, I don't know. I hate talking to myself, and I know it's somebody out there listening. And if you got any comment on that, we got 19 more minutes, you know, and you got time to give us a call, and that number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. A 50-50 love. I don't know. I really don't know what to really say with most people with this rule. I just think if you're not ready to be even close to the 50-50, what do I think most relationships are? I think some people probably give about 45%. Some people probably even lower than that, 30 for the average. And it's like I said, and it might not even be all that bad. I think our wants are too much. I think we expect people to view the relationship like we view it, you know, and I think that's one of the things that kind of causes rifts within the relationship. We always expect our views to be the views of others, and I think that's where the breakdown of the relationship is. I'm trying to see who, if I'm getting, because sometimes comments and stuff don't come up properly. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any comments from anybody. But like I said, if you are listening on Blog Talk Radio, you can hit me up at 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. I'm trying to find myself on here. Bear with me real quick. We got 16 more minutes. 16 more minutes. And I don't know. Have you ever been in a relationship where you it seemed like you wasn't given that love that you gave back? Have you ever been in that type of situation? I've been in that type of situation plenty times. Where I don't know. I guess if you go in kind of like feeling you a little bit out of your league, and I think people kind of like sense it, then I think it's always gonna be that person. Either you're gonna be that person that's gonna be the dominant head in the relationship, or you're gonna be that person that gets walked on in the relationship. Not saying that everybody is looking to walk on you, but it's definitely somebody has to be the don of the relationship. And I think usually that don person is that one that's gonna give less of that 50-50, because they feel like they got things in control. And I think when we look at different areas of the relationship. Maybe a person isn't as loving as you are. Maybe they don't like hugging all the time. Maybe they don't like to cuddle. Maybe you know what I'm saying, and you may be viewing that as that person don't love you, and maybe that's just not the person they are. And some people are sensitive about that stuff, but usually men don't complain about things like that. You know, well, there'll be the mama's boy dudes that kind of complain about stuff like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm taking these little Coca-Cola mints. They pretty good right here, but I ain't advertising because they ain't making me no sponsor. So, um, but anyway, it, yeah, that 50-50 love thing. We got to be careful. Let that person be who they are. I'm gonna tell you something. In the beginning, my wife, she didn't do a lot of talking, and I pretty much thought, maybe maybe she wasn't interested, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I was just the guy that she wanted to chill with, just chill with, and be with in another matter, you know. And so I got to talking to her, and I'm like, love, why you don't talk a lot? What's up with that? Because I'm a talker. I like to talk. I'm like, I want to know what you're about. I want to see what's happening. But the minute I said that, and over time, she transferred formed to somebody totally different, and now I can't get her to shut up, you know. But I think if I would have panicked on the fact that she didn't talk, and I would have went into that mode thinking that she didn't talk because she didn't like me, because sometimes we can overthink or talk our way out of a relationship because we overthinking it. Just relax and let that relationship work itself out. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to break down these mints. But I learned since I started ministering and preaching on Sundays that I have this thing, once I get to talking, that my mouth get dry, and I like my throat almost felt like sandpaper or something. And somebody told me a trick. A minister told me a trick about sucking on some mints and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing that, because my throat be real dry when I'm preaching on Sundays. So I don't know, but anyway, I'm still waiting on somebody out there that know what I'm talking about. I know it's somebody up, and we got 11 something minutes left, and your boy is close to bedtime. I did this show simply because I took my nap and I was trying to get back sleepy, and so I said, let me go on and set this up and engage the people and see what they think. That 50-50 love thing came to me just off a conversation with my wife, and we and I thought about that. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple that is going through the quote unquote 50-50 thing right now, and the person felt like they, I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't want them to think I'm talking about them. But Anyway, we gotta what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes. And I'm trying to think of a scenario with me where where I was in the 50-50. You know, well, I can't call this a 50-50. I just call this a relationship the person really didn't want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? I think the thing that people most don't want to deal with is just rejection. You know, I think everybody done went through rejection in their life, somehow in their life. You wasn't always the top dog to everybody. You had your letdowns in life. You know that one person you might have wanted to be with, and that person just didn't see you in the matter that you saw them. And we all, little do we want to recognize or not, but that's always the case sometimes with some people. I hear people do that bragging. I ain't never been rejected. Use a lie. Use a lie. You've been rejected at some point in your life. We all know. We all know success. We all know disappointments. We all know acceptance, and we all know rejection. So cut it out. Cut it out. So, if anybody wants to talk about that, we got 8 minutes on this 50-50 love topic. Do you think that all relationships are 50-50? Or is it necessary to have a 50-50 love for a relationship to survive? What do you think about that? That number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. I know, sure, I want somebody that love me more than I got. Well, my wife do. She love me. I know my wife. My wife loves me, big time. And I'm glad that I fell into that. And I'm surprised because I thought I wasn't really, because of my past. I thought I wasn't really worthy of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I thought I would have to pay for a lot of my past sins, transgressions. You know, but God has definitely put the right woman in my life, and we working it out. Won't He do it? But that's definitely a plus for me. But once again, like I said, feel free to comment in the lower box or hit us at 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. Definitely, as the time ticks down, hey, it is what it is. But I'm definitely glad that I went through the bad experiences in my life, because in relationships, because it prepared me more to deal with good parts of my relationship. It built me. It built a certain character in me to be able to, because I remember I was saying dumb stuff like, man, never again, I would never give a chick my heart. I was saying all this type of dumb stuff, you know, but that was me being young and stupid, young and dumb. And had I not opened up my heart and stuff to my wife, I wouldn't be here right now. You know, um, this is my longest relationship. You know, I've been engaged before, but this is my first marriage, and so I always wanted to be in a relationship, but I always didn't feel like the 50-50 thing came into play. I can't accept anything below the standards. You know, I think I have a very big heart, and I think I have a lot to offer, um, especially if with a good woman like my wife. You know, I ain't the best. I may not be the best. I may not be A1 all the time, but I'm not a bad person, not a bad man. You know what I'm saying? I try to be um, the best husband that I could be, the best father that I can be, and all that. You know, and I always I'm the kind that I rub my wife's feet. You know, I try to do that, and I grew up watching my grandparents as the longest couple that I seen married. They were married for almost 70 years, and I got a chance to watch them in the process. You know, my grandfather was like, he wasn't an affectionate type dude, but he loved his wife and he loved his family, and that's what I took out of that with that relationship. My grandmother was always an affectionate type person. She taught me love. You know, she taught me that love, and she gave it to me, and definitely I share that. Whatever is given to me, I always share it, and so I share that with my wife and my kids. But you know, one funny thing is they sound weird to you. My grandmother, even though my grandfather didn't allow her, like she didn't work. She was a home wife. She was a housewife. But that was working within itself. That was hard work. And my grandmother, she would bust her butt in the house all the time. She would bust her butt to do work in the house, and she would and I would always go make sure that grandma, you know, always walking on her feet and stuff. I would always massage her feet, and that's how I learned how to massage feet. And my wife always say I miss my calling as far as being a masseuse, but she don't want my hands on nobody else. So, but anyway, y'all, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Fat Cat Show today. Definitely be good out there. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid. You know, if you find a good person in your life, make sure that love is 50-50. Matter of fact, we're going to raise the stakes. We're going to say 100-100. Keep it 100. You know, I know each person have a part 50-50 equals 100, but we want to make sure we love our one, not just 50, but 100. We want to keep it 100. But anyway, we got a minute or so left, and
90 seconds.
I hate when that lady do that. But anyway, we definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in, that tuned in. And we'll catch everybody that's on Periscope. Thank you for tuning. Catch everybody that's on Twitter. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody on Instagram, everybody on Facebook, everybody that watched us listen on iHeart, Deezer, Spotify.
60 seconds.
Spotify, all the above platforms. Thank you. And Facebook. I got 100 love for y'all. 100. I'm keeping it 100. But once again, make sure y'all subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network on YouTube. Show your love, y'all. Show your love. Keep it 100. But anyway, y'all, we get ready to get up out of here. Peace. And I'm up out of here.
Ten seconds.